Hello.
Hello.
Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name's Alexis.
And I'm Jen.
And we're That's Flipping Retro.
We buy stuff, we sell stuff, and we eat pot noodles.
Yes. So we thought we'd just do a quick video today because there has been a bit of an inconvenience lately, really, hasn't there? Which is essentially, is the microphone actually on? Yes. Good to check,
And we've worked our little bums off over the last year to get monetised on YouTube.
Yeah, so build up subscribers, get the hours in with the videos, etc. You know, all that kind of thing that you have to do.
And yesterday afternoon we had a notification that said you have been demonetised.
Yes.
So.
But it is literally a technicality.
Yeah, and it's annoying.
Yes, because it is just literally annoying. It's nothing where, you know, we've ended up kind of doing videos that have got us in
there's been nothing
hot water
saucy,
or anything like that.
No,
not particularly. However, it's just literally confirming.
The account is under my name, so I need to provide ID, which would be absolutely fine, no problem, because you can do your driving licence or your passport. Literally only those two things are what you can use.
Guess what she doesn't have?
A couple of weeks ago I had to renew my driving licence because after 10 years I think you have to then get a new photo. So a couple of weeks ago, no, it was about 6 weeks ago now, I sent it off. I sent it off to get sorted, and because I don't have a passport, I've never been abroad, I know, we're very poor, I couldn't do it online. I had to go into the post office to do it. So if you haven't got a passport, you have to go into the post office and do it. So I had to stand there with a queue of people whilst this lady took my photo.
Yeah, I mean, suffice to say that I do have a passport, but it is many, many years out of date. So I would need to renew that if, you know, if sort of, I don't know if something could happen with that. But it literally is hanging on for them to do the photo, and you've been hanging on for weeks now for them to send it back. And obviously crossing fingers, going, hopefully it'll be here tomorrow, checking the post, nothing has arrived, so it is just literally been inconvenient.
So I tried to call the DVLA on Friday, and I gave up after being on hold for 1 hour and 10 minutes. So at the moment we're just kind of waiting, so no monetisation until then. Yes. But, you know, we're not in it for the massive amounts of money that we make from these videos.
The millions
of pounds. We're in it, you know, for fun.
Yeah, exactly. So, and an update realistically too, because that didn't take as long as we thought. We thought we would be going on about that for ages, but apparently there really isn't that much to say. So we'll just give you an update as to where we're at with the office move, because we're actually going to be moving from this office that's behind us to a unit, which is the other side of the corridor out there, in 2 days' time. So for us, it's Monday and we're moving Wednesday. I think this will go on tomorrow Tuesday. Morning. So when you see this, we're moving tomorrow. And if you want to give us a hand, you know, let us know. However, I finished the Lego. At the moment, all I'm doing with that now is literally listing kilo bags for sale. So that is all I'm doing, and I'm gonna sell off a few of those, complete a few sets, because there's only a few bits I need for sets now, realistically. But I have just a lot of sets. I have 86 sets to complete, with only a few bits here and there for most of them. So it would be nice to get those finished. I do have some listed as well, so there is stuff on anyway already. Obviously Bricklink is the main place at the moment, but when we're settled in the new unit, I will be cross-listing probably quite a few of them to eBay anyway.
Cross-listing sounds like you're going to be doing it while you're angry.
Yeah, I mean that's generally how, if you sell on eBay, that's how you list. You know, like every single box that you have to press makes you more and more angry, to the point where basically you literally want to throw your laptop or computer straight out the window in a kind of like rugby or netball or whatever you play style, you know, chuck.
And pay for the privilege of doing so.
Yeah, pay for the window afterwards. However, so that is essentially where we are. We've piled down a lot of stuff in the office too. So today, I say a lot of stuff. There's been a couple of bags going to charity. There is some stuff for a car boot that we're going to be doing.
And we are definitely doing a car boot because
Yeah.
we've been talking this up for a long time and haven't actually got around to doing it. But Saturday, weather willing, we are going to do a car boot sale.
Mm-hmm.
And this, shall I show what we've got our car boot pile?
Well, to be honest with you, you probably have noticed behind us, there's no table. So if you are a regular viewer to this channel, you know that there was a permanent fixture of a cluttered table behind us, which is now gone. And that was the cluttered table that was my Lego sorting table, and it's now being put away because I don't need it. I finished. So it has been replaced instead by 1, 2, 3 bags and several boxes down there of just general bric-a-brac, I suppose you could call it, that we're going to be selling at a car boot.
Yeah, and it'll be priced to sell. So this is what's going to the car boot.
Yep, so we've got a bag here with just a few things in it. There's a leg, that's it. Apparently not empty.
Oh, there's just a key
and just some
there.
shoes. So these bags aren't going, actually. But there's like a tool thing under here, like a jigsaw thing that's going. So, and then there's this is a typewriter in the case, and then there's some ceramics and what looks like clothes under there.
Yep, just a few bits and pieces.
And then that's not going. And then this is like a Thunderbird set on the top. This is just full of clothes. Then we have over here, which is just like plush books. There's bits and pieces in
Toys
this bag. Yeah, there's all sorts of toys in there and stuff like that. Yeah, so you can kind of see in there. And then there's just some bits in there as well. So that is it. That is all that's going. So not a massive car boot lot.
No.
But yeah.
But obviously we'll probably buy more than we sell.
Oh, yeah, probably. Yes. Yeah, so that is pretty much where we're at for today. Tomorrow we're going to come in, which will be Tuesday. Obviously it's today for the sake of when this video comes out, but we are going to be bagging and skewing a lot of clothes that we've been listing, or you've been listing the last few weeks, because they've, well, see these black tubs full of clothes at the moment, so
everywhere is full of clothes.
Yeah, so they're going to get folded, put in bags and skewed so that they're more simple and easy to grab when we sell, and just put a label on the front, because this storage unit we're getting is not going to be huge, so storage is going to be important.
Yeah, to make use of every little nook and cranny.
Yes, so we have got rid of a lot of big stuff that we had around the office over the course of the last few weeks, really.
We did watch a video on YouTube the other day, and it was a guy who was in between flats, so he moved into a storage unit, didn't he?
Yeah, and was he American?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was American. So what he was doing was, because, he was in between where he was living and he was waiting for this new flat to become available to him. He moved into a storage unit and he had it all set up like a little house. And he even had he had like
running
electricity, running water. Yeah, he had like everything
lighting.
He needed in there. He had this system set up where he could use a drinking water fountain that they had in one of the corridors to fill up like these huge bottle
things,
like these bottle things that he was using, which was his supply of running water. It was kind of genius, but I think I would never do that because I wouldn't particularly want to be caught, basically, because
I wouldn't be able to sleep because it wouldn't be very secure, would it?
Well, the way he did it, I mean, we don't want to give anyone any ideas here, but the way he did it is he still had his lock on the outside of the door, but he had kind of some sort of magnetic thing, so it looked as though it was locked when it wasn't from the outside. And then on the inside he had one of those light latches that he could put across so that no one could actually open it. So it's amazing
what you can do with a storage unit, really. I know we digress ever so slightly.
Yeah, but I don't think I'd want to live out of a storage unit, and I think, to be fair, if the people caught him they would probably go because you can imagine he's cooking in there, and I mean, God knows where he went to the toilet. There must have been toilets on site there.
Yeah.
Anyway, we totally digress.
I was just really impressed with it.
This is what's called padding out a video, isn't it now? But anyway, there is also the issue of Fleek. Now, this has been, and you see from the expression on Jen's face, this has been an ongoing saga. And if you haven't seen our video on 2 of the bundles we got from Fleek, that was a couple of videos ago, so go back, watch that. And essentially, it's really ongoing. Hundreds of messages. It is not easy to kind of get anywhere at the moment.
But once it's all sorted, we are going to make a comprehensive video about what we think of Fleek.
Yeah, basically.
And it's not for, to be part of the reseller crowd who are doing it just to get views and stuff, because there is a Facebook group that I'm part of, and someone the other day said, why are all the resellers talking about Fleek? And I was like, well, we're only talking about it because we wanted to try it to see what it's like.
Yeah. Because
we're not sponsored by them. We would not take sponsorship from them. And if anyone did sponsor us, we would still give our honest opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think personally there would be certain brands and certain things that I would quite gladly have a sponsorship from.
Pot noodle.
Pot noodle. But like trying products that would be handy for resellers to use and stuff like that. But I think as far as companies like that you would order from, I don't know. I wouldn't want to risk it, because sometimes, you give out these discount codes and people have a bad experience and it might come back on you, realistically, because it is just, honestly, it's been absolutely...
Yeah. I am probably one of the most laid back people.
Yeah, and you've
I've wanted to tear my hair out.
Yeah, and if it were me who was dealing with this, I'd be bald by now. I would literally...
You'd be on a plane to Pakistan to deal with their head office, I think.
I'd be marching into head office right now, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there has been a lot of stuff surrounding that recently, which has dragged on and on.
Which needs its own video.
Yes, because...
Once it's resolved, if it's resolved.
Yeah, because at the moment it's just not getting anywhere, this entire thing. So if you are going to buy, if you are going to buy anything, go back and watch our video, honestly, and you can see what you may be in for.
But this is just our not our opinion, but this is just our experience.
Yeah.
That's all it is. We can't say any more than that, really.
And I do hasten to add that it's like Teemu, so it's one of these sites where not sponsored, by the way.
No, never.
So basically, Teemu is kind of more or less like a marketplace, and then people have their warehouses and they sell like that and all sorts of stuff. So some of the stuff you're going to get is going to be pretty good. It's going to be useful, maybe, and it's going to be okay. But then there's other stuff where you get it and it's not quite what you thought it was going to be. And if you do go on YouTube and just type in, like, I don't know, Teemu random items or something, some sort of search, there are loads of videos, compilation videos of people being sent stuff that they had no clue that's what they were going to be receiving. Yeah. So it is a bit, it's a bit like that, really, I suppose, in the sense that it is potluck with it. Yeah, definitely.
A lot of the time you just have to see for yourself, really.
Yeah, but obviously we're not saying don't, but we're not saying do. Do buy from them.
Yeah, like Boris Johnson during lockdown.
Yeah, do buy from them, but don't buy from them. However, just kind of like just be kind of careful of definitely check the quality scores, actually. But yeah, so reviews, and I would suggest that for most things though, is check reviews of stuff. Now, the cynic in me, when I buy anything, I always check the negative reviews first, because you want to kind of, I particularly want to be pre-warned if I'm going to have any problems with the particular item or the seller or anything, and if there's a recurring theme with them. So I generally do that before I check positive ones, just to see whether there is anything that seems to be like a pattern to it. And I would suggest that with this site too, is just check the seller, see if there's a pattern to what people are saying, really. Yeah.
But you'll only get, ever get our actual opinion.
Yeah.
We don't sugarcoat. We're not a bakery.
No, we're not going to do that.
Right, we are now officially influencers. Do you remember? With the fresh t-shirt?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our last video, the one before, we talked about fresh t-shirts because one of our lovely viewers told us about it. And it's basically vintage t-shirts that are ripped and stained and all that kind of stuff. If you haven't watched our video, go back and watch it if you like. But one of our viewers messaged us and said that after watching our video, they listed a shirt that they'd had knocking around for ages that their dad used to use as a rag in his garage. It was a Rod Stewart one, vintage. He listed it and sold it for about 50 quid, I think he said.
£56.
I'll put the screenshot up here because I've got it in my little messages.
Yeah, 56 quid, I believe.
But now we're influencers, so we can rest easy.
But you see, I mean, I think I talked about this in the video. We were talking, I think it was the same one as Fleek, actually, because we talked about Fleek and thrash t-shirts and stuff.
Potentially, I
think.
It all moulds into
It
one.
does eventually. So I've had t-shirts in the past where I have binned them, but yeah, don't just bin these things. Is go on eBay and type in the t-shirt and thrashed and see if there's any on there. See if that specific type or ones like it are selling as a thrash t-shirt, because you could make some money even if they're knackered, to be fair. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and that's it.
That's it. So yeah, I've got more Lego kilos to list, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm listing vintage Barbie clothes at the moment, courtesy of my dad, who got a little bundle. Because we're not monetised, you know, if you do want to go into our links and buy us a coffee, we'd be very grateful.
Or go and buy some merchandise. There is still a few bits and pieces on there.
Or even better, go onto our eBay store and grab yourself a bargain.
Grab yourself a kilo of Lego. Woohoo! Yeah, so there is all those things. There's also Bricklink, remember, too.
Yes.
Yeah, there's also that. But if you don't want Lego, there's loads of other stuff anyway.
Loads of
Non-Bricklink,
and there'll be
Lego.
vintage Barbie clothes and stuff.
Yeah, so there's plenty of stuff if you want to go and have a look.
Would you like to have a word? Put a word in the end of the video, Alexis,
yes,
as is customary.
Now, you may have noticed that jump cut. It's because we completely forgot about the word. Terrible, isn't it, really? So, okay, so I'll choose a random object from around the room because I like that, and it's entertaining. So the random words: a hand sanitizer.
There you go.
So yeah, incorporate that into a sentence, if you will, or just have it as a comment, because either way, there's no prize.
And then we know you've watched till the end, and
Yes.
it entertains us, and I think it does something to the algorithm.
Yeah, some such thing. It makes it go absolutely haywire.
Oh, next video we're going to do an all about us video. So also, if you've got any questions to ask us, put them.
We're not being narcissistic, but we're going to just do loads of episodes all about us.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Because we're that
But,
interesting.
Yeah, anyway, yeah.
Windswept and interesting.
Yeah, Billy Connolly.
Yeah. But if there's anything you
yeah.
want to know, obviously about reselling, you know, and if there's anything too personal, you can mind your own business.
No, I mean, you can ask us questions about, like, maybe the jobs we used to do or whatever. I mean, obviously, if it's because you used to be a nurse, didn't you? No medical questions, please. We don't want to see a picture of your rash. And you weren't that type of nurse anyway.
No.
So, yeah, just any questions really about the sorts.
And then our next video is going to be all about us.
Yeah, yeah, and if it's just about reselling, then yeah, so be it, really. So yeah, that's it for us, really, isn't it?
Yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll be monetised again soon. But I guess for you guys, it means there's no adverts, so it's a win for you lot. Isn't it, really?
They will be back eventually.
They'll be
so
back
make
eventually.
the most of this scenario, because yeah, for you it's going to be absolutely brilliant, isn't it? Just for a little while.
Once the DVLA pull their finger out
Yeah.
and get my licence back to me.
Yeah, they're driving her insane.
Haha. Pun
Anyway.
intended. Yeah.
Fully intended.
So
yes.
please subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.
We shall.
Bye.
Bye.